right, good evening, Dr. Malik. Nice to have you here. I don't know if you can hear me loud and clear. Okay, you can hear me, right? I think I can't hear you. Let me see. Okay, can you hear me now? I still seems I don't think I can hear you. But if you can hear me loud and clear, I think that is good. All right. I can't hear you. What do I do now? What do I do? What do I do? Okay, let me try and use let me try and use my headsets.
Okay, try to talk now. Let me see if you can hear me. Wow. Um, could it be the network? But you can hear me, right? But I can't hear you. Um, okay, you can hear me, okay? But I can hear you. If you can hear me and I can't hear you, okay, can you come? You're still in the back seat. Can you come? Can you come on? Can you come on? Let's see. Can you come on? Let's see. Um, come on. Let's see. Come on. Let's see. Okay. So inviting you. Okay, I think what I sent to your WhatsApp invited you. So how do I invite you again? Okay, there is this link I sent to the chat box now. I think that should suffice for it, if that's what is required. Oh, okay. Yes, yes, I can hear you perfectly now. Yes, I can hear you perfectly. At last.
Me to the backstage. So
at last, okay, at last. All right.
great.
Welcome everyone. If you're joining from any part of the world, from Abuja, from Lagos, from Port Harcourt, from wherever, from Dubai, from UK, from Canada, wherever you're joining us from. This is Conversation with Philip Agbola, all right? And, the topic tonight with us is something very, very interesting, which I want virtually everyone, to glean from it and to learn from this topic. It talks about healthy habits and wellness strategies for workplace productivity. And doing justice to this topic tonight is no any other person than Dr. Malik Haruna King. Okay, Malik Haruna King is someone who is vast in the area of health. Okay, when it comes to health. Oh, we just lost him. All right. I think he should be able to come back shortly. All right. He should be able to come back shortly. Apologies for the technical issues. The network has been crazy for the past few days. Okay. It's been crazy. And, well, hopefully, we hope that we're going to have a similar session in such a way that won't have any form of glitches and all that. Okay, so our guest tonight is Dr. Malik Aruna King. Is a medical doctor, a wellness therapist, and a digital marketing consultant. Okay, he founded Medina Wellness, offering health training services to individuals and corporations for improved health and productivity. Although he's asked Dr. Malik Brown on YouTube, provide men's sexual health services. He's an award-winning YouTuber with nearly 200,000 subscribers and over 2 million views. Dr. Malik Aruna King has been recognized by UNESCO, WHO, BBC. He's also a digital marketing expert and YouTube coach, having trained over 10,000 students to create profitable YouTube channels. His primary channel generates significant revenue monthly. So tonight is going to be talking about healthy habits and wellness strategies for workplace productivity. Okay, so I think it's the network that threw him out and is going to join us any moment from now. Any moment from now. It's going to join us any moment from now. Okay. One of the ways we've been able to achieve all what we're doing, either via Instagram, YouTube, Facebook group, or via physical platforms, is that we bring on professionals who are actually doing well in their field of endeavors, and we bring them on so that they can share with us their experience out of what they've been learning in their industry, either in the health sector, in the HR sector, in the finance sector, and all that. So we bring in professionals who are able to give us background on some topical issues and all that. And tonight, Dr. Haruna King is the person who is going to share this conversation. And I just pray the internet cooperate with us tonight so that we can have a seamless conversation. All right. So if you're on right now, please kindly share the link with your friends, with your family members. Let them be part of this conversation that is ongoing presently. Okay, that is ongoing presently. So please, please. Okay. Okay. All right. Okay. I just invited you on stage again now. Okay. Network, please cooperate. Please cooperate. Please cooperate. I'm trying to add in again. Network, please cooperate with us. All right. Thank God you're back.
I'm telling you, the network is crazy, man. I was just saying, all the same, I'm still grateful. We are happy. At least we have life. It's just network we are struggling with. I don't want to make the thing disturb me. I say,
Anyway,
okay, at least thank God. Even if it's nothing, we can just have a conversation, right? It might
yes,
not be as
yes,
formal
yes,
as I planned, but
yes, yes,
because the network
yes,
is crazy.
yes. It's
Um,
damn crazy. Yes,
so,
yes, yes.
mm, so
Okay, so in
basically,
your okay, in your absence, I've quite done an introduction, a background of yourself and all that. Okay, so
okay, great.
like I said, the topic ahead of us is healthy habits and wellness strategies for workplace productivity and all that.
Yeah,
So I just
yeah,
want to pick your thoughts on that. So let's just ride on and let's just hit the ball rolling, hit the ground rolling rather, and all that. All right. So over to you,
interesting.
Dr. Malik. Yes.
Okay, so good day once again. Again, if the network gets bad, just be patient. I will come back on, right? So, um, I wanted to first emphasize the fact that when it comes to personal performance, how well we do in our businesses, in our workplace, it is strongly tied to our health and how healthy we are, right?
Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Okay.
Welcome back.
Yes. So our how well we do in our workplace is actually strongly tied to our health because it largely depends on two things: how healthy we are
Yeah.
in our bodies and how healthy we are in our minds, right? Because we use these two apparatuses, right, to make decisions, to perform. And so it is important we emphasize this because most people just think, I'll just, I don't care. I can eat anyhow. I can do anyhow. Uh, the grind, the hustle, not knowing that there will be times to pay for it, right? Because again, largely, there are certain parameters that are largely determined by your health. And are the
Yeah.
parameters that link your health to wealth, your health, to your performance, to your productivity, right? Number one, there is your cognitive function, your memory and decision making. And we know that when you have your ability to be able to recall information and to learn new and to make decisions, we know how important these things are when it comes to our personal performance and our productivity. Apart from that, attention itself, attention to be able to concentrate, sustain concentration on one thing, to be able to
Mm.
remove distractions and maintain focus is key to determine how well you do in your workplace. And ability to come up with new ideas, to think creatively, to be innovative, to look at problems and bring up fresh solutions, to generate ideas, to solve problems. All of these will not work properly if your body is not optimal and your mind is not functioning optimally, right? Again, it comes to like your energy levels from your body itself, the stamina, your ability to be able to, okay, this is about 7 p.m. and I'm full of life, I'm full of energy because of course I've been able to optimize my mind and my body properly all through the day. And so your energy levels and all of those things, the ability to be able to stay productive for hours without fatigue that will affect your productivity and your performance, that you can incorporate into your life that will really shift the needle, move the needle for your business and your workplace productivity. Apart from that, your mood itself, right? If you are not in the right mood, it will definitely affect your work. It will affect how well you come up with ideas, you solve problems, you handle people or your relationship. So mood, your emotional stability, all of these are determined by chemicals and hormones, and because the body itself is an electrical and chemical, body entity itself. So all of these are determined by simple little habits you do here and there, right? So these things are very important. Your ability to work with people, team, and other stuff, right? In fact, your immune system itself, your immune system, and your ability to handle stress, all of these are little factors that will determine you perform personally and corporately, both in your business, if you're an entrepreneur, or if you're an employee or an employer, right? It doesn't matter, right? It determines your workplace productivity and stuff. But now let's take a look at some practical tips, because my goal is to ensure that this brief session we have is as practical as possible. What are some of those little things you can do? You can incorporate into your lives, little minor things, nothing out of this world. It's not rocket science. Little things you can do, but to keep your body optimal, you keep your mind at the optimal state, right? So that your emotions, your thinking, your problem, all the things we have mentioned, concentration, focus, memory, your mood, everything will be optimal. And your body itself, relax, full of free of stress, and have all the energy that you need to be able to perform. What are some of those things? Number one, sleep. Right? Of course, I know you would have guessed that this is the first thing I'll mention. Sleep, right? Sleep is the body operating of getting back lost my network had a little glitch there. Lost energy and stuff, and also to solidify some things. Like memory is solidified during sleep. And so, as if you really want to perform optimally, you have to prioritize sleep. Your sleep has to be longer and it has to be better. Your sleep has to be longer and better, meaning that you have to, as ideally, we talk about 7 hours, because that is the number of hours that you need for most people to be able to have a full, complete cycle, so that all the hormones and the chemicals will have been optimized properly, so that you can wake up refreshed, right? But some little practical things you can do include making sure that you have like a schedule for your sleep. You have a sleeping time and waking up time. Has what we call a clock. There's an internal clock, right? This is like a rhythm, right? That is inside of us in our brains, and the body loves rhythm. So if you can help the body to maintain that rhythm, it will help you with your sleep, to make sure that your sleep is optimal. So have some form of schedule. Right? Um, Even if it means using an alarm clock, so that you sleep at a particular time and wake up at a particular time, and make sure the sleep is optimal. And some little things you can do is make sure your room is cool, right? Not too hot, not too cold, right? It's dark. The body prefers a darker room than one that is full of light. Quiet. If it's quiet enough and your bed and beddings are comfortable, awesome. It will ensure that your sleep is better, right? Because you have to sleep longer and have to sleep better. I say longer because most people are not sleeping as long as they should, right? So you need to add few more hours to your sleep, so that you wake up refreshed, right? And some little things you can do is make sure that few hours before sleep, you are not taking something too heavy, right? And then avoid screen, right? Avoid screen. That's why for me, my sleep time is 10 p.m. And so from 9, I'm usually off. That's the body now to unwind into the sleep mode. Important. So that when you wake up in the morning, you are refreshed, you are energized, everything is solidified, that you can move and be able to perform optimally wherever you are, right? Also, taking naps during the day is very powerful. That what we call power naps. If you can just take few minutes to hours, it will help you in the daytime to have power naps, very important. Number two, stress. A lot of people in the workspace, in the corporate space, entrepreneurs, they are chronically stressed. There's this background stress that is almost constantly there, right? And you will not know. It's wearing on the body, it's wearing on the mind. You're not performing optimally, right? You're not sharp in your mind, you're not sharp in your body. And this is because stress affects itself is usually strained from prolonged, consistent work. So try as much as possible if you means setting up an alarm, right? To say, okay, you choose what works for you. After every 30 minutes, I'll make sure that I do this. I'll give myself a break. So you can have breaks for your eyes, mental breaks, right? Even physical breaks.
Right. I think it's a network glitch there. Um, Dr. Malik, are you still there? Oh, I think we lost him there. All right. So, as he was saying, he's talking about he talked about sleep, having adequate sleep, and talked about you should have at least 8 hours of sleep. And I can attest that most. Okay, let me add in. Dr. Malik, yeah. Okay, so I just added you back now, Dr. Malik.
And you know what? I was just talking.
I know. So where we got you last was taking rest in between work hours and all that. That's where we lost you.
Oh, I was long gone. And
Okay.
now say, okay, let me check the interface, and I see that it's all right.
Yeah.
So essentially, we
Okay.
essentially we have to take some form of breaks. Let me just set
Okay.
up the screen so that I'll be seeing myself and know when I am off or on. All right. So we have to take some form of breaks once in a while. And I say the breaks can be eyes, your eyes itself. You
Yeah.
can rest your eyes once in a while. Then also mental breaks where you do anything that is non-work. So music, meditation, visualization, breath work, just anything, going to chat with your colleagues, anything to just go off work. So what you do is you create the breaks for yourself. Do what works for you. It could mean that you said, okay, after every 30 minutes, I will take a 10 minutes break, right? Or after every 1 hour, I'll take a 10 minutes break and do something else. This is important. You might think that you are reducing your work time. No, you are improving your productivity by taking those
Yeah.
breaks, right? Those breaks
Yeah.
rest your eye from the strain, especially if you are using a screen, right? Those breaks rest your eye. Those breaks rest your mind. Um, are we on again? As much as
Yeah. You are
possible,
on. You are
try
on.
to
You are on. You are on. Yeah.
try to
Okay.
incorporate those breaks, right? I don't know what the networks, all of the networks. I'm using 3 networks with 5G. I have 5G MTN here. I have Airtel too. All right, so
Same
incorporate
thing
those
here. All right.
breaks, right? And one tiny thing you can do is have anti-glare glasses. Like this is anti-glare, meaning that the light from the screen will protect me and prevent strain. That's why I can walk for hours without strain. So you can get some of these anti-glare glasses, or there's some anti-glare screen technology you can use. These minor things can. That's why some persons wonder how I will walk from morning down to night and I feel so energized. Is because I take breaks and I put some of these things. I have restful sleep and stuff like that. So some of these little things can help. So you can use an alarm to help you to remember to take breaks, to socialize. You chat with someone, walk around, go into nature, take sunlight for 10 minutes, come back, unwind, distress. That's number two. Number
Yeah.
three is handle sugar properly. Handle sugar properly. You see, one thing is sugar itself, right, has a way of
Yeah.
giving a spike in the blood, right? That
Yeah.
spike causes a cascade, a series of events that eventually
Okay. You're frozen. The network again.
okay. The spike, that spike has the ability to affect a lot. It triggers a cascade of events, right? So please, one thing you can do is you have to learn to handle your sugar habits. You need to learn to handle your sugar habit because you take sugar in different forms, it gives you that energy boost, right? Only for you to have what we call energy crash. So there's an initial
Yeah.
boost, and later you feel so tired and you've not even done
Yeah.
much, right? You just started
Yeah.
working like 1 hour, 30 minutes, and then you're just feeling, you're just feeling weak, down, and you see it always happens
So network again.
all right. So one of the practical things you can do is, right, you need to avoid, cut down, or cut off completely added sugar. Like the sugar you really add, you can replace it with healthier alternative like honey, right? Or there's this what we call date syrup. Those are healthier alternative. Like for me, completely, I don't use sugar. I have honey always because I know that it's slightly healthier than the white sugar you use. And then the way it
Yeah.
affects your your blood sugar in itself differs, right? So fast foods, soft drinks, sweetened foods, we have to see how we can cut down or cut off completely because they do not serve us. All right. Yes.
Yeah,
So
we are here.
one
We
of
can
the
hear you.
simple things I advise people to do is prioritize cooked food. Cooked foods, as simple as it is, if a food is cooked, it is largely a general principle that you can use and say, okay, this is relatively healthier than something that is uncooked, right? Maybe like soft drinks or any of those fast foods you take, right? So as much as possible, watch sugar because it rather kills your energy, it dampens your concentration, your focus, and that drive, that motivation to achieve. It affects your creativity. So watch how you handle sugar and the ways you take sugar in different ways and look for healthier alternatives. Go for constantly, and you see it's always I cannot do without, like, I travel with it. Even I travel with because I know that it will save me the temptation of taking something that is unhealthy, and so I can stay optimal. I can stay optimal, right? So the third thing I want to the third is it the fourth thing now is sedentary lifestyle, right? One thing that can help you to improve your productivity in your business, in your work, and everything is moving. Move. So we call it the threes, right? Move, stand, because it is said that sitting.
Sorry to cut you there. You were mentioning three things: move, stand. What is the third one? Move, stand. The third
Okay,
one.
move, stand, stretch.
Stretch. Okay.
Move,
Okay.
stand, stretch, right?
All right.
Sitting is the new smoking. You know, they say smokers are liable to die young, and people who sit for a long period are also liable to die young. So sitting is the new. So one of the things you can do is learn to move, learn to stand, learn to stretch.
Wow. Good.
Yes, I know it's so glitchy. It's so glitchy, but then let's keep moving. Let's keep moving, right? So learn to incorporate movements and standing and stretch into your work habits, right? So it could mean um
You're on. You're on.
all right, great. So it could mean you working after working, sitting for a while, you are working, you now stand for a while, or even stand and do some.
Wow. This network. You still there, Dr. Malik? Wow. We lost Dr. Malik there. Okay. So what I'm able to learn or glean from um, his last thoughts, he talked about move, stand, and stretch. Okay, and then that you sitting for too long is not healthy and is not appropriate. Okay, sitting for too long is not healthy and it's not appropriate. It's not healthy for you as a worker, as someone who is working. Okay, so you're back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Doctor, are you there? Doctor, hello, doctor. Are you there? Dr. Malik? Dr. Malik, are you there? If you're there, can you just
The break is giving me nice. It's becoming frequent.
Okay, so you can go ahead from you're talking about that the new smoking now. You're talking about the new smoking now is it sitting or something? There about okay, so you can just go ahead from there.
Okay. Okay. So again, try to see how you walk a little, you stand. It could mean doing some of your work standing. And that's why we have things like standing desk, right? Some desk that can raise up, that you can raise up so that you can work standing, right? If you cannot have that, there are some things you can do standing, receiving calls. There are certain things you can do on your phone standing, right? So do that. Try as much as possible to incorporate standing, right? Or moving around, stretching. That's stretch exercises you can do. We call them dex exercises, right? And apart
Yeah.
from that, there are certain workspaces, desk chairs now that are ergonomic that will help with your posture to make sure that you are well, relaxed, because posture, movement really helps you relax your body, right? So desk exercises are good.
Wow. Network is disrupting us a whole lot here, even despite the fact that we have three different networks ongoing here. And same at Dr. Malik Aruna end. Um, so, guys, just throwing your questions in the chat box and let's see what we can do with this conversation, right? He's addressing healthy habits in workplace, how we can be productive, and he said, which I agree to, mention three things at which you can do that can make you to be effective while on your desk working. He talked about move, he talked about stand, he talked about stretching. Okay, you moving at intervals once in a while. You moving, then it talked about you standing at also intervals. Okay, it said sitting for too long is detrimental and is very dangerous to your health, which I agree with. Then also it talks about stretching. Now, prior to that time, it talked about you using more like blue cord glasses that can help you while you're working on systems so that it won't even give you a form of headache. Now, when you strain your eye on the screen for so long, it tries to create a form of headache for you. So you having glasses in form of blue cord that can help you, to guide your eyes so that the rays from the system and all that will be able to help you. Then prior to that, also it talks about you having at least 8 hours sleep. Okay, I can remember vividly while growing up and exposed to quite a number of motivational speakers and all that. Okay, that was said if you sleep more than 5 hours in a day, you slept so percent of your life, percentage of your life. Okay, I grew up, with that kind of notion in the sense that even when you have nothing doing, you just want to stay awake, you don't want to sleep away some part of your life. But I really start realizing in life that two most important thing in life is food and sleep. Okay, Dr. Malik, welcome back. Welcome.
Okay, so again, we mentioned that movement is important. Avoid sitting for long periods of time.
I think the network of Dr. Malik is so bad.
No, it's not working. It's not working. It's just fluctuating up and down. uh, this way.
Okay, but
Well,
we can hear. Okay, okay,
on my list here, the next thing I'm mentioning here is water, staying hydrated. Very, very
yeah,
important, right? It help prevents headaches. It helps with the digestion. It helps, so get a water bottle, preferably non-plastic, or you have water station in your office. You can add some little things, flavors like maybe you just squeeze lime in case to improve, help you to drink more. But just the more water you take, the better for you, right? Then quickly snacks, it's good to have healthy snacks. I'll just quickly reel out some of the healthy snacks that I have here. Hard boiled hard boiled egg. Then there are some nuts and seeds that are very important, like dates, debino, right? Powerful. I always
yeah,
have them. Cashew nuts, awesome. Almond, walnuts. Then some fruits like apples, banana, berries. There's some berries you can just be picking them and eating. It helps keeping your glucose, everything, your alertness, feeding your
yeah,
brain so you stay focused and all the concentration. Carrots, very important. Then smoothies. You can have smoothies, juices. They are far better than soft drinks. Try to avoid as much as possible. We'll talk about stimulant later. You try to avoid soft drinks as much as possible. Then Greek yogurts, very powerful. Then there's what called dark chocolate. It's not ordinary chocolate too. Dark, that one is bitter, right? It's bitter.
yeah,
Very, very powerful. Flavonoids and all those antioxidants that helps your brain power, and stuff. Right. I'm rushing through all of these, because of the small space. Let's cover what we can cover. Then popcorn. There's some popcorn that are low in sugar. You can have them, right? So learn to do snacks, right? But snacks healthy. Then there are your surroundings. Your surroundings, little tweaks you can do on surrounding. Your surroundings can help improve your productivity and your performance,
yeah,
right? So the colors you use, you are deliberate with your colors. You make sure that a lot of light, natural light, it comes in, right? So if in your workplace, if you discover that there are really no natural light coming in, try, right? Some school of thought argue that sugar is necessary for the brain. Which what percentage of sugar is necessary for your brain, but not added sugar? Added sugar is not necessary for your brain, right? The sugar you get from some of these snacks I mentioned, like fruits, the sugar you get from cooked foods, they are natural sugars. They are not refined sugars, right? You cannot survive without natural sugar. You cannot survive without carbohydrates, but you get your carbohydrate from real food, right? Not from refined sugars, not from soft drinks, right? So that is the balance there. Real foods, right? Okay, so we're talking about your surroundings and things around you. Make sure that you have a lot of ventilation.
yeah, sure,
Then psychologists have discovered that having plants somewhere around helps improve your mood, help improves your performance and stuff like that. And then the temperature, make sure that it's not too hot, not too cold. Just anything that will make you comfortable, and make sure that your environment is welcoming, free of distraction, free of noise. It is minimalistic, and you have all the things that makes you feel you're comfortable, not cluttered and all those stuff, right? So let's quickly rush on to the next one. Let's talk about stimulants, because a lot of people use coffee, they use teas, they use energy drinks. Almost every entrepreneur, someone out there, has this habit of taking one of these stimulants, right? Some persons take coffee a lot, they take a lot of energy drinks. Sir, which one are you, Boss Philip? Which one are you fond of taking? Which of the stimulants are you fond of taking? Is
well,
it teas or
I do
coffees
more of,
or energy
I do,
drinks?
no, no, coffee. I do more of coffee. Then when I'm not doing coffee, I do black tea. This brand, this
Yes.
is it Ahmed tea. That's what I
Yes.
do if I'm not doing coffee. But so I'm not a fan of sugar anymore. So I do honey with it. So that's what I do in the
Awesome.
office. Yeah, yeah,
Awesome. Awesome. You see, this is
yeah,
practical. This is what I do too. All right. And it's right. If I take if I take coffee, I use honey. If I'm
yeah,
taking tea, I splash milk, because milk is important too, right? Protein, and then honey. you are good to go,
Yeah.
right? It makes sure that things are optimal, and you're getting the, like somebody observed, you're getting the sugar you need for your brain. You're getting sugar, but
Yeah.
you're getting something healthy, not the kind of sugar that will spike and crash
Yeah.
and then cause
Yeah.
other things, hypertension, diabetes, cancer. Those
Yeah.
refined sugars can feed cancer cells, right? So
Yeah.
please,
Yeah.
again, for stimulants, let's, even for coffee, don't make sure you don't overdo it. When it gets from around 12 noon, avoid coffee so that it will not end up affecting your sleep, right? For some persons, you can take teas, green teas, black teas, different kind of herbal teas. You can take them, right? But avoid cigarettes as much as possible, directly or indirectly. That indirectly by staying close to someone smoking. Avoid alcohol as much as possible, and weed and all those things. They affect your productivity. Stick with healthy food, healthy drinks, healthy stimulants, right? Then the next thing I want to mention is supplements. There's some supplements we call nootropics. How do we balance air condition and natural ventilation? We move from air conditioned office to air conditioned car to air condition. Exactly, exactly. Again, as much as possible, the more natural you can stay, the better. You remember I mentioned for lighting, of course, you can have additional lighting, but nothing beats natural light, nothing beats direct sunlight hitting your skin, hitting on your eyes. Same with air. Nothing beats fresh air hitting you. But of course, you have to stay in a controlled environment and stuff like that. That's why we say once in a while, step out. Once in a while, have breaks that involves you stepping out into the open, hitting you directly, right? So again, that's the balance. Again, I think we'll mention sunlight later. Or nootropics, like multivitamins can help, because some of these multivitamins can help to replenish us and to support us, because again, a lot of us are malnourished, right? We don't get the vitamins and the minerals we need. And when it comes to mental function, especially mental function, it's functions of those minerals and vitamins and those chemicals, right? So
Yeah.
again, once in a while, one thing I advise some of my students and my clients and my patients to do is to supplement. You can have some of these multivitamins that contain, especially something like omega, that contains omega-3, right? Magnesium, omega-3. Look out for them. In fact, if you're buying any supplement that doesn't have this, just look for ways to fill in this. Magnesium will help with your sleep, will help with different things, right? There are several other multivitamins I can't mention here, but because of time. But if you can get all this cocktail that contains a lot of multivitamins, minerals, and all the stuff, you just see the long list. You can take them once in a while, but nothing beats healthy eating cooked foods, like real food that your grandparents ate, and some of these natural snacks and those healthy snacks and fruits that we mentioned. Next thing is sunlight, and that would be my last point here. Sunlight is very powerful because of vitamin D, right? And vitamin D and all those, and the sunlight and several other things the sunlight does to the body, helps with your mood. It helps with alertness. It helps you to sleep better. If you expose yourself to sunlight, it helps you to sleep better. It prevents strain. Like you're tired and all this stuff. It even helps to boost creativity. All of these are research based, they're science based, right? Again, I'll reel through everything once before like a way of summarizing, right? The first thing I mentioned that is that your workplace productivity, your personal performance, how well you do in your business, how well you come up with ideas depends on your health, your physical health and your mental health. And some of the things that can help there with is your sleep, right? You sleep longer, sleep better. Have regular sleep time and waking up time. The next thing I mentioned is stress. Manage stress. And one of the best ways to manage stress is not to say, hey, how can I stress? Is to have breaks. Is to have breaks. Breaks while you are working. Breaks while you are working, where you unwind, you rest your eyes, you rest your mind, you rest your body, right? The next thing we mention is handle sugar properly, because sugar, added sugar, artificial sugar, refined sugar, right? We get from fast food, from sweetened food, from direct added sugar from soft drinks, will create an initial boost and crash you. both mentally and physically. And so you should go for healthier alternatives, right? Healthier alternatives. And that's what we mentioned honey here. Then we mention also date syrup, very very powerful. I'm planning to get a big one because I want to make special video on date syrup. It's far better. It's better than, if it's even healthier than honey, right? Then we'll talk about movement. You have to move, you have to stand, you have to stretch. You have to move, stand, stretch. Incorporate movement, standing and stretching into your work habits, right? Then we mentioned that you have to stay hydrated, because staying hydrated prevents headaches. Sometimes you walk and you are feeling headache, right? You are feeling stressed. It's actually dehydration. You'll be shocked. You just take something good water, fresh water, and you just feel alive again, right? So it's like fuel. It's a fuel. It also helps with digestion, because there's nothing that messes up your productivity like poor digestion. You are bloated, you have gas, you have a rumbling stomach, you are uncomfortable and stuff, right? So water. Always have water around, preferably water bottle that is not plastic. But if you don't have any option, go for plastic, but avoid plastic as much as possible. Have water stations. That's one thing we do when we go to offices and we do trainings for offices, for some of this is incorporating some of these things I'm saying. We make sure they have stands for, they have water stations. So you walk, don't ask somebody, hey, bring water for me. You walk there to get the water. And we say water stations shouldn't be close by. It should be at extremes, so that it encourages people to stand up, to walk around and stuff. When we go to banks and we do these things, we make sure that they put it at extremes, right? Then we said you can use apps that remind you. There's some water drinking apps, right, that you can use. We mention snacks, like that you incorporate snacks, healthy snacks that you can be chewing instead of going for unhealthy stuff. You go for healthy stuff. And then we'll talk about your surroundings, from the colors to the light to the ventilation to plant to scent to aromas to temperature, distractions. Don't make sure that the acoustics, and some of those things are very very important. Then we'll mention stimulants. Avoid cigarette smoking and weed as much as possible. Go for teas, healthy teas, coffees, and then no energy drinks completely. No energy drinks. Energy drinks are exactly sugars, right? They just cause that initial boost and they crash you down, right? So go for healthy teas and coffee. And then we'll make sure that it's good to incorporate supplements, multivitamins, then add omega-3, and then make sure that magnesium is there, and you're good to go. Then lastly, we'll mention sunlight. As simple as these things are, the small tweaks that cause peaks, small tweaks, massive peaks. Some people say, Dr. Malik, where's your energy coming from? All these things. And I just, that's how you come. They say, you are creative. How do you come with this idea?
I think we've lost Dr. Okay.
How does one
Okay, yeah.
ensure that he or she meeting your body nutritional needs? Is as simple. Eat like your great grandparents. Eat like your great grandparents. You don't see them taking bottled things, buying canned things, stuff like that. They emphasize on cooked foods, and they emphasize on one ingredient foods, right? Egg, beans, rice, right? It's not like a combination of or packaged things. So if you eat cooked food, real food, some of those things like noodles and spaghetti and all, these are not all foods. They're actually concoctions, chemicals. They call them food-like substances. All those pastas, all those, they are food-like substances. They are not food. But when you see that something comes directly from one thing like rice, yam, potatoes, plantain, that's one ingredient, one major food source that you can trace, and you are eating as close as possible without going through a factory. When anything don't they go through factory, wahala don't they come, right? So if you do that and then you supplement with multivitamins, you are good to go. You'll be hitting your body natural needs, right? Eat food and then supplement once in a while, right? And you are good to go. If there are no any other questions, then I think we have battled and then we have we have struggled to to push as much as possible. Okay. Okay, I think there are no more questions here.
Yeah,
That
yeah,
was a battle.
yeah,
I
yeah.
had to rush
Thank you,
through. I had to
Dr.
rush
Malik.
through, you
Okay,
know.
before you go, Dr. Malik,
Yes.
I have one question. I have one question before you go. Yes, Dr. Malik, before you, hello, can you hear me? If you sleep more than 5 hours, you slept a certain percentage of your life. So I just want you to point out the effect, the importance of adequate sleep and adequate medicine. To me, I feel sleep and food, adequate sleep and adequate food, rather. To me, I feel sleep and food are the necessary medicine we need to take as humans. So I just want you to emphasize on adequate sleep and taking the proper diet, the proper food, as against taking drugs and all that. So just in 1 2 minutes, 1 2 minutes, sir.
Okay, the truth is that if you put a gun to my head and like Dr. Malik, give me one health tip before you go, or if I'm at my deathbed, one health tip before you go, like my last breath, I would say sleep. Sleep
Wow.
is the most. It has the in fact with sleep, with adequate sleep, you can remove what we call generational causes. Some persons say there's family history of hypertension, family history of if sleep is more important than exercise. Sleep is more important than exercise. In fact, when it comes to even men's health, men's sexual health, and all those stuff, if you can fix your sleep, you go and rest. Sleep is that important. I'm being dramatic with my statement because so that it will sink. Because a lot of persons say, I don't have time. Hey, I have to relax. You go clubbing, you go late nights, you are always doing late night prayers, interjecting, and you're wondering how it's affecting you. You are going late and coming back late. You say, I live in Lagos. We cannot rest. That's how my Lagos people say, no, you cannot sleep 7 hours. You cannot afford. Well, you cannot eat your cake and have it. You will definitely pay. You will pay. Your body will pay. Your mind will pay. Your BP. You see people, they collapse anyhow, right? Young people are collapsing, and you are paying for the stress and all those stuff. Because the beauty of sleep is that it can help you to stress. It can help you to fix stress properly. And apart from that, you rejuvenate. So one thing you can do, one simple thing you can do is just say sleep longer. If you are sleeping, try to add 1 or 2 more hours to your sleep, right? And make sure that you are deliberate. Then when it comes to food, and I've emphasized it, when it comes to food, right? Again, if you can stick as close as to what your great grandparents ate, you will not get it wrong that way. Because there's some persons say, hey, this one, hey, potato is fattening, yam is carbohydrate. Try as much as possible to ask yourself, did my great grandparents eat this? Is this directly from the plant, or it has gone through a plant, like industry, a plant? Is it directly from the farm, or it has gone through a factory? Right? So again, eat normally, eat healthy, and sleep well, and you'll be shocked. You will not even have to, like for me, I was telling my wife yesterday, like I've discovered that all my life, I've been a practicing medical doctor for long. I've not had drip all my life. The last injection I have, if sometimes your pastor will speak like this, you say it's spiritual. My own is largely not spiritual. It's just some simple things I'm doing, right? So the last injection I had was like in maybe in 2005 or something like that, right? And it's because of my priority. I don't joke. If you check my alarms, my sleeping time, right, in
Well, I think we've lost Dr. Malik there. Okay. I think
So
it's
by 9 o'clock, my iPhone will wind down. Apps will start closing because in preparation for 10 p.m. and 5 for 10 years now, my alarm rings 5 a.m. Right? I have that strict routine.
mm, mm, mm. That's a good one. Good one. Good one. Good one. Good one. Good one.
All right. I hope that's
Yeah.
enough.
Yes. Thank you
It is
so
well.
much, Dr. Malik.
Praise God. Praise God.
Despite
Praise God. I'm
that,
grateful to God.
hallelujah.
Praise
Despite
God.
the network glitches, a whole lot of take home, like I noted down here. You talk about adequate sleep, you talk about managing stress, you talk about managing sugar intake and all that. Then one thing that stood out for me is when you are working, when you're seated working, move, stand, stretch, move, stand, stretch, move, stand, stretch at intervals. All right, don't sit for too long. You need to move your body. You need to stand. You need to stretch. Then you talk about incorporating snacks. Okay, healthy snacks. You talk about your surrounding. Talk about lightning and all that. Then a question pop in about air conditioned office, air conditioned cars, and all that. In as much we need all of that, we actually need sunlight also on our scale in our body. Then
Exactly.
we talk about stimulant. We talk
Exactly.
about stimulant also. Whereby I said, okay,
Yes.
I talk about coffee, I talk about black tea, you talk about dark
Yes.
chocolate and all that. So all of these
Yes.
things, if we can incorporate it into our daily lifestyle, I tell you, we're going to be
Exactly.
healthy, then we're going to be productive in our workspace. Okay. And
Yes.
lastly,
Yes.
we all talk about sleep. All right. We talk about sleep and food. Okay. That's the greatest
Yeah.
thing you can ever do to your own body. All right, guys. Thank you for joining. It will still be on YouTube. Please kindly go subscribe. Okay. Put on the notification button. All right. We started this conversation on WhatsApp. We're moving from WhatsApp to Instagram. Then from Instagram, we're moving it to YouTube now. All right. So this is the fourth edition we're doing on YouTube. And our maiden guest is Dr. Malik Haruna. Even despite the fact the network trying to do a whole lot of his own funny works and all that, but we scaled through. We scaled through, and hope you've been able to get one or two things. Thank you so much, Dr. Malik. I really appreciate you. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for your
Yes.
understanding. And we'll
Yeah.
connect very soon and also have a physical conversation and some other things. And meanwhile,
All right.
Dr. Malik King has a YouTube tutorial classes that is ongoing. I'm going to subscribe very soon for that so that you can also be in the digital space, how to go about all
Yes.
of this. Most of these things are his ideas. Tell me to do this, do that, the short link, the YouTube page, and all that. Thank you so much for your generosity and for your largeness
All
of
right.
heart.
Thank
I
you.
deeply appreciate that. Thank you. Have a lovely evening, everyone. Thank you, sir. God bless you. All right.